our data science team, and at our BD2K center, there's two big challenges. Number one, we really want to foster and promote good cardiovascular health, and number two, we want access to big cohorts of data. As you know, it's really there's an obesity epidemic in the country, and people are not getting enough exercise, so that's utmost important. So if only there was a way for us to combine these two goals of gathering big data and fostering fitness in the community. So our solution is Heart2heart. So the way Heart2heart works is, first of all, if you want to get people involved in contributing their data to a big public cohort, you need to run some sort of motivation. You aren't just going to do it for nothing, right? So you have to really offer a unique set of features that people can't just get from regular commercial apps. So our app, Heart2heart, is a running app. Here's a screenshot. So two people anywhere in the world can at the same time say, hey, let's go running together virtually. So they get out their Android device, they go outside, and they start running. It uses GPS to get your speed, and also your partner's speed. And it's keeping track of the distance you're running. And then when it computes the distance you're running, it's not based on the difference between your initial latitude and longitude and your current latitude and longitude. It's instantaneously, it's integrated based on your velocity at any one time, which is calculated based on GPS. So even if you're running laps around the track, it'll still work, and it'll still correctly compute your distance. So you're simultaneously computing your distance and your friend's distance, and you're keeping track of this delta between the two of you. So if two people are training for a race together, they want to run, they want to stay motivated, they're going to want to follow each other. So the faster person will have to slow down, encourage the slower person. And we have an audio system set up. They'll provide audio cues. They'll let you know when you're in sync. If you're too far ahead, you're too far behind. If you start hearing like a beep beep, you're too far ahead, you can look at your little device and it'll tell you exactly. So once you're outside of 15 meters ahead or behind your partner, you start hearing a beep, so one tone for too fast, one tone for too slow. Once you get back within 15, you hear a in-sync beep to let you know. And here you can see in this particular instance, this person's not moving at all. And their friend, who's 23 meters behind, is walking at a slow pace, trying to catch up. We have our demo here, and actually, I am not even watched this yet. Nobody, because we recorded this like exactly 2 o'clock, so nobody has currently seen this.
Just for some background, we tried to record download an app so you can capture the screen while we went outside and ran. But for some reason, every app we tried didn't work. So we made a little hack for that.
Hold on a second.
I'm taking another phone, literally running with
Okay,
it. So.
Here we go.
So you can write their username to sync with
Yeah, we have a default here.
Yeah.
How accurate is the speed detection?
It's pretty accurate. So when I'm walking, it's always 0.75. If I'm running, it's 3.5 meters per second.
The only thing is there's a slight delay, just because sending the GPS and stuff like that. But that's maybe 5-10 seconds.
Yeah. So the highest resolution you can do is 0.25 meters per second.
Yeah.
So
did you say there was a 5-second delay between when you do something and when your friend sees it?
0.5.
Oh, 0.5 seconds.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not 5 second delay. So yeah, here you can see.
You know what you should do? You should slow down the music when you're ahead and speed it up when you're behind.
Yeah, so we do
You don't want to stress people out and actually cause a cardiovascular problem. You thought about it.
So we have a lot of ideas for features, you could continue, you could be able to, if you had a voice connection with the person you're running with, there's separate a phone call, so you can say, hey, wait up, slow down, you're too fast. Or let's say once you get past 15 meters apart, the other guy's voice has to be a little bit quieter, because you have to speak up hey, slow down. That'll be pretty cool.
Very realistic.
Let's see, I can load up the.
So
So do you need to have a friend, or is it just anybody who has the app and
Yeah,
you
so
can ping?
that's one of the things we want to implement.
With your soul.
Implement in the future, and that's where like all the big data stuff comes in. So in case you don't have a running partner, that you'll be able to look at people online and see like people who have matching profiles who want to run at the same time with you. And so you can just virtually run with like a stranger, but somebody who can run at the same pace, or relatively the same pace, to encourage you.
Yeah, you can also find runners who are geographically close to you who meet your same running ability, so you can actually physically say, oh yeah, I met this person on Heart2heart, and that was so you can see like this is the average runner, and you can see there's like a profile you can fill out and everything, and you can.
Most people think it's
you can run like this, but I think like the cool thing about this, like if this is actually as a means to to gather big data. Well, first of all, you could connect it with like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or something to get heart rate information. You get the age when someone fills out a profile. You figure out what their running habits are, who they're running with. So, but I think one of the huge advantages of this over other sorts of hey, let's all contribute to big data is. This is a unique feature set. Like I don't think there's another running app out there that lets you simultaneously run with somebody all across the world and try to keep up and keep the same pace and stay motivated. I mean, imagine let's say there's a big race like a marathon. You and your friend are running the Boston Marathon. Neither one of you lives in Boston, right? You live all across the country, but this is going to be a big reunion to meet up. Well, you can be training up to the big event, with Heart2heart, and making sure you guys keep the same pace and keep motivated. So there's our.
I think our only big limitation with the app though is just because it's constant GPS. It does use battery quite a lot. So pretty much like me and Tedrick, when we used our phones to test it, it drained in 2-3 hours. But that was also where constantly using it. So.
Mouse switches on something.
You plan to implement recording a previous run and then racing against it?
That's what the history option is.
Yeah.
So it when you click finish run, it just downloads or it gives a summary of how far you ran, your speed, stuff like that, what date, things like that.
So the way it's set up right now, also it's designed to be purely cooperative because based on the audio cues. So if you get too far ahead of somebody or too far behind, it gives you an audio cue and it caps the distance separation at 50 meters. But so if you want to go instead of cooperative, you want to be competitive, you want to race against somebody, well then you would get rid of that distance cap and you would get rid of the negative audio cues when you're far ahead of somebody. And then just be a sound when you pass them and a sound when someone passes you. So you'll be able to configure when you're running, And also a future version is, let's say you're configuring a team race. So you've got 5 people versus another team of 5 people. You're only going to be as slow as your slowest member. So everybody's got to work together to try to beat the other group.
Did you have a question?
So
Last question.
Did one of you play, or do you play Zombie Run a lot? Or how is this different than Zombie Run?
Is it the one where they lock you in a maze?
So rather than listening to slowed down music, you'll be killed in this video game, and it's a massive multiplayer online game where you live in a virtual world and you run away from zombies with your teammates, and so it uses that it gamifies your capacity to increase your running rate or distance by always having someone on your tail, or trying to meet up with your friends who are also trying to escape from Gotham City or whatever.
So if you're a zombie, then you have to try to run fast to catch somebody?
There's 1 million players that are runners that will follow each other's tracks out of the city or towards the mission ship. I don't know. I have no idea. But there are game models like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, we really should cut it off because we're running over. Sorry, Tyler.
Okay.
So there's one more presentation, but you guys can look at it on Mitch because he's not here. So
this is a remote participant in Quebec. Somehow he got. Anyway, the project looks really interesting, but we're not able to connect to him. So anyway, it's there in the project.
It's kebab.
It's related to